Hello. Hello. Let us know in the chat if you are here and you can see us. Oh, look, we've got some comments already.
Woo!
So, yeah, I'll just say hello. Welcome to the Podcalypse, everyone.
I fear this is going to be the tone for the whole live stream today.
I'm now going to share this on my social media and just say spam pod.
Yes.
Spam pod, yes.
Pod away. It's going to be the time for it because we've been waiting for so long, so many weeks building up to this.
I'd love to say that everyone will have saved up their pod puns, but I think we've had quite a lot of them in the chat before.
I'm exhausted. I think I've exhausted all possible.
Yeah.
Well, you've just had just fate, haven't you?
Yeah. No, I'm sure that they will think of some more. So we've got some of our regulars here. Hello, Jennifer.
Bonjour.
Hello, Kit.
Hi, Kit.
Guten Abend.
Hey, Kate.
Nos cuesta.
Hello.
Hey, Charlie. I'm simply here
Hi,
to
Charles.
see animals' mating habits. Yeah, which is wonderful today.
Who can say?
Who can say? It could be any.
Hello, all.
I think given that we've got a Welshman on, we'll probably have to talk about some sheep mating habits at some point.
I'm sure that's offensive.
Carriage of that third. Love of the sheep.
There you go.
What was that? Love of the sheep.
Yeah.
So, let's welcome Kieran to our lovely, officially welcome. Say hello to Kieran, everybody.
Me.
Welcome.
In case anyone didn't know.
The first of its kind, the Podalong.
I'm really happy you actually changed it. I was like, that's pants.
Yeah.
I was really proud of that.
You've driven us to that.
Yes, this is what you do. One night only had to be.
Oh dear.
So, how are you this evening, everybody? We'll start with you, Kieran, seeing as though you're the guest.
Great. Wonderful. Bendigedig. All of the words.
Oh dear. So, question for me: have you officially quit your PhD now?
No. So I spoke to my lecturer, and I was like, look. And she was like, I've seen it. So I was like, okay. She was like, you have basically. She's like, you've got the chapters. You know what's going in them. And she went, that's like the battle for most people. She's like, you've done. You know it's Tokarczuk. You know the 4 romantic poets. And you've read, she's like, you've done the hard bit. And I was like, yeah. She went, you have like 40,000 words left to go. She went, just do it. She's like, just do it. And I was like, no, I suppose I could just do it, couldn't I? So as of next week, dropping this, guys, I have put myself in a seedy hotel in Cardiff for 5 days. And I'm just going to sit there and absolutely bop it out. That's the plan.
I like it.
Yeah, Cardiff City Centre, 28 quid a night. Oh, get in. It's gonna be great. No kids. I'm just gonna like fuel myself on, I don't know, just snorting pre-workout or something, just injecting Red Bull into my veins until the geopolitical issues present in Olga Tokarczuk's work can make this their way through 2 centuries of romantic legacies.
Sounds like a delightful week, mate.
And also, you'll get actual sleep. This was actual time for you to get some actual sleep.
Did you not hear the bit where I said snorting pre-workout and injecting Red Bull into my veins? Yeah. If not, the mites will get me because I know this hotel and it's rough. There's no lift. It's like a 5 flights of stairs. I've never been inside the Sandringham. It's next door to a jazz club. Apparently, they do really good pies. That's all I know about it. I live in Cardiff. I keep like, everyone's like, what's the jazz club? Everyone goes, move on, peeps. St. Mary Street, just in case you ever wonder.
Yeah, maybe take some anti-bac spray with you.
Nah, I'm a hard breed. I'll suck it up. I'm fine.
We'll go back to some comments. Hang on a second if I can scroll it up. This is always the fun bit. I'm just gonna put I know this is actually this was the next one. Please no sheep. We've been lambing since the 15th. Oh bless you.
Oh,
Charlie and his family.
that's late lambing, isn't it?
Is
What,
that
late
is
for
that
lambing?
north? I don't know. Does it make it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Have you exhausted all the possibilities? I'm so not going to be able to say all these properly.
Great,
But yeah.
Zach.
Yes.
W in the W initial, W comment easily.
And we've got
Oh
Pleck.
God, here we go.
Always Pleck.
Black, 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 black.
Always Pleck. Wherever you appear, Pleck just follows you. Just it's
It does. 1,000%. I love it.
horrendous.
Book a prize. Fun fact: book a prize. Hated it. Hated
Really?
it. I was there, like in reality, and I got told like you need to stop it. I was like, I haven't even told anyone.
We were all doing it though. I was part of it as well. I remember like
Yeah, so, like because I was live streaming it, but people will go into the official one, spam it. Just like you need to stop.
They were getting annoyed. Were they getting annoyed then?
Yeah, because everyone's like, "What's plaque?" And everyone's like, "Plaque."
That was just brilliant. Like it really made me laugh because I remember all of because people were being all like shitty as they always are in the comments.
Mhm.
And then so when that came along, it was like a light. It was a light of Pleck. It was.
Plaque.
So
See
hello,
that.
Jack. Sorry. Owen. Oh, sorry. More Pleck.
Plaque. Great shoes, Owen. By the way, great shoes. If you can we just like say that Owen has really good shoes? He'll
Owen
really
does
like
have
it.
good shoes.
They're great
What kind
shoes,
of
aren't they?
shoes does he have?
Do you know what they transcend description?
Do they?
They're great. They're wonderful.
How do we find out these shoes?
We love your shoes, Owen. Apparently.
Do you know what? It's a secretive club. Once entered, you will see Owen shoes. They're great.
And then then no other shoes will compare.
No other shoes compare. This is just going to be me doing in jokes with people who I know amongst in jokes of pod, and it will just be a place where I know all the in jokes, and everyone's just a little bit lost and confused.
Well, I feel lost and confused 90% of the time anyway, so it's fine.
It's fine.
Hello, Dorota. Hello. We've got Yahara. Happy to hear this, Kate. Oh, bless her.
That's probably about your PhD.
No, it's definitely about Owen shoes.
Oh yeah, actually, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
definitely that.
How can it be anything else? Kieran is going to get listeriosis in that. I don't know what that is. In the cheap hotel. I don't.
CD.
It sounds like a
CD
sexually transmitted
hotel.
disease, but I hope that's not what you're going to get.
It could be very. It sounds very scary.
Well, it sounds like Listerine, so it's got to be something of the mouth, I would imagine.
Will you tell us what it is? My younger brother was lambing in Scotland, so we chose to lamb somewhat later so he could be here to help. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Kieran. Hey, hello. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Lovely to see you. I'm looking forward to this one, plus a break from us sorting out our remortgage deal. Bless ya. That's
Yeah.
hard.
But
We
did
hate
Sarah
mortgages.
read Autumn by Ali Smith? Because I'm pretty sure.
She did. I think she did, didn't you?
I'm really happy about that. That was a copy I threw out the window.
You
Did
Not
threw
many
it out
people.
the
Not many
window.
people can say that. Yeah, I just threw it out. It was like doing like a reading vlog. I
The
quite like
actual
reading
window?
vlogs. Oh yeah, I was here. I was like, oh yeah, Ali Smith. I just threw it behind me, went upstairs, and was just like, yeah, I really like the themes of Brexit that she reads as I walked downstairs to pick it up in the mud. And be like, wow, what a great read, people. So
Where's the furthest you've ever thrown a book?
probably the furthest.
I feel like this is a video concept.
Maybe.
I don't think I've thrown one that far.
Is it just so out the window probably is quite far then in your history of book throwing?
Just go for it.
Oh God.
Here we go, live exclusive on the Podalong.
Can I? Oh wait, I got two. See, I got wires coming out to the kasoo here.
It's fine.
Let me. Oh, there's got to be a way. Wait, if I lift that up, well, that comes around. Can we see out there?
Don't drop the camera out the window.
Don't. Oh, go live book throwing. What is the book in question? Oh, is it gone? It's gone, so we don't know what it is. That's fine.
Oh, you didn't get out the garden.
That is quite gone.
I can rot. I don't care about that one. That's Robert Cormier's Heroes. They teach it at GCSE, and it's one of the worst books ever. So I'm not too concerned because they always drop in the local free library because like all the school kids have to read it to their detriment. And I would happily say that Robert Cormier's book is one of the reasons why literacy rates are dropping. When I was teaching in schools, one of the kids was like, "Oh, so we're going to learn this," and I went, "Sadly, yes." And oh, do you not like it? I was like, I don't know. It has a stupid ping pong scene, and one of the it's just terrible. It is one of the worst. I can't describe it. It's just a stupid. This ping pong scene goes on for ages. It's like minimal jest. It's horrendous. And then it's like he's got a burnt face. It's like no, it has nothing to do with that. And there's like a really weird sexual assault scene that happens after the ping pong. It's literally stupid. The entire like 90-page novel is just.
Why would they give that to schools? Why would they give that to schools? What age?
Probably because it's the same length of Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
I'm not going to swear because I'm unsure. But like,
we're fine.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's what they went. Of Mice and Men, that's really good. And they went, but what if there was ping pong? And I went, no one needs. And they went, Robert Cormier has done it.
Oh my God.
Wow,
That's
a delight.
Again, why are the teachers on strike? I would argue Robert Cormier's Heroes. Honestly, some of the GCSE books are pants. Sorry about that.
No.
It wasn't on my syllabus, I don't think. It must be a Welsh thing.
No, I'm pretty sure it might be WG.
Do you know anything about it, Alice?
I've read lots of books by that author, but not that one.
Don't.
And now I don't think I'll bother.
What?
The comments. Hi, Jessica.
It's Jess.
There we go. Why are we discussing Owen shoes?
Because it's great. Because they're great.
As always, I did not start this.
True. Fine.
It's true. It is true.
Arsenal, you managed to have coordinated your plods with the theme of them throwing away the title. Oh.
Every time we plod, they seem to lose.
Oh dear.
Really?
Not good.
We better stop doing plods. Yeah. My family will be upset.
Bacterial lister can cause listeriosis. The main symptoms of the illness are similar to the flu. So there you go, people. We're learning things about listeriosis. So
nice.
Yes. Right. So from that note to something else, we're going to ask you, Kieran, and we're going to start our series of questions. So what was the first one, which I asked you to prepare beforehand? What was your last 5-star read, or if you don't do stars, favourite read by a woman?
Rachel Tresise's Easy Meat.
Oh.
Can you tell us a bit about
it? I've heard of this one.
Yes. Came out in 2020, I believe. Rachel Tresise, she's actually a local author to me. So she grew up in the village next over where I grew up. It turns out that my sister also went to school with her and was in her English class and just said she was a narc who liked books. I was like, oh, thanks for that. But I didn't know about her until I was about 18 when I started university. And we were doing one of her short stories, Fresh Apples. I hate short stories, so it's not great. But it was set... The climax of the book is set in a then derelict plot of land that was down the bottom of my street.
Yeah. And
I was like, wait, I know this. And then I realized like there's houses there. So trying to go on Google Maps to show people was a bit like, oh, but imagine like there's nothing. Anyway,
cool.
So I vowed to read more from Tresize, but she keeps writing short stories, which makes it automatically horrendous. But then she brought out this little slim novella, Easy Meat, which discusses the Rhondda and Taff, which is where I live. I've always lived, apart from when I lived in Cardiff, but we don't count that. I wasn't that cosmopolitan. I was. I went to Vivian Westwood. So when I was in uni, and the story is about, it revolves around, it's about a week. It's about a week, but it kind of flashes backwards and forwards about this guy called Caleb, who was a ex, like a reality star. Think of like The Valley's Only Way is Essex, Towie, that sort of thing. But he was too switched on that he wouldn't fall for like the clear, like written, like this is how you're meant to live your life. Ends up kind of falling back into being unemployed. And then it talks about the apathy towards politics that the Rhondda has predominantly, as the main event is Brexit. So when the vote was passed, you kind of have these like pub experts who know, do we leave, do we don't? All the people being like, you didn't even know what the EU was like all of a month ago. What are you talking, like, how do you know all of this? And like all the different laws that people are just kind of spouting off of the top of my head, not really making any sense. It talks about that and kind of in a place that has been heavily affected by austerity, and now it doesn't talk about it because of the time frame, but just like kind of saying where Wales used to have a lot of EU funding, how that has equally decimated the local economies, that to what extent would a vote for the Rhondda have swayed anything? So if you had stayed, it would still be in decline. Now it has passed, it's still in decline. So it's kind of like it doesn't really matter to what. And that's kind of like the broader political point, but it's coming at it from a political apathy or a political angle.
So that's still quite current, then, isn't it? Like it's still quite, even though it's like a couple of years ago, it's still very relevant.
6 years ago.
How many years ago?
Yeah, 2016.
That's crazy.
Mad.
2016.
Yeah.
But it still sounds very relevant. So yeah. Yeah, it sounds really
again,
good.
It's probably more biased because I kind of like know the rough like landscape of what she's talking about, and kind of know like the shops and some of the references to like local celebrities almost. Obviously, you're kind of playing that card, so maybe people would hate it, but
no, it's good. It's good that you found one there.
I would go for that one.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'd like to have mentioned anything on the international booker, but it's bad this year.
Oh.
So
Did you not like any of them?
No. I liked Whale.
Yeah, Wales.
I liked Whale, and I liked The Birthday Party.
Okay.
And that was kind of my swan song.
Because lots of people are saying they love Boulder, don't they? You didn't like Boulder. I remember you saying you did not like Boulder, did you?
Oh, I mean, it's a bit. It's okay. It's okay. Like you read it, you'll be like, cool.
The average.
Well, it's just a woman being like, I don't want kids, and then just continually says that, and you go, okay. And she's like, bro, Brian, I really don't want kids. You're like, yeah, that's okay. What conversation do we want? She's like, not one about kids because I don't want them. I live in Iceland, and you're like, okay, I don't care. It just goes off it goes a little bit silly, very hyperbolic. I described it as being like naughty's emo. It's like, well, I'm in love with this person so much, but she wants a kid and I don't.
So thinks it's cool, but it's not.
I don't know. I don't really know what I was meant to say. I read a lot of books like that where I'm like, I finish it and I go, cool, great. Like, what? I don't know what you want me to do with this. I read one called Space Merchants and I enjoyed it. And I was like, what do you want me to say? Like, advertising agencies to Venus works because people like ads. Okay, cool, wow.
So do you think it's almost, do you almost prefer, like, obviously no one wants you to read a bad book, but do you almost prefer the bad books to the average books? Because
Absolutely. Yeah. Because even if I don't like something, I will get more from it than like the mildest take ever. Which is why Ali Smith somehow has a place in my heart, as much as I hate everything that she's written pretty much. I quite enjoyed Autumn, but everything else is so horrendously poor that I appreciate her.
That's fine. That's really good. I'm going to go for the comments quick. All right. Yes, I read Autumn. I thought you read Autumn, Sarah, and we both discussed just how we can't do it.
It was like 2 years ago. I will give. This wasn't like last week. In my defense, I don't think Hazel was born then.
And Edward says Autumn was okay. Gave up on winter. Oh, bless her. But I think I thought Autumn was meant to be the best one out of them, isn't it? I don't know because
I would agree. Yeah, winter's bad. Spring is completely unreadable to the point that anyone who says that they enjoy it are just lying because they can't say anything negative online.
I think Charlie said that to me actually. I think Charlie said something similar about that.
One of the worst books ever, categorically, ever written in the English language.
Live book throwing. And so Jack's just said live book throwing. Yes, exclusive. We can't get better than that, can you?
Still there.
Got Kieran on the channel. You've got to have some book throwing. I'm sorry, like you're being ripped off otherwise. A new way to fell pigeons. I hope there wasn't any pigeons out there. Didn't hear any squawking.
Yeah,
no,
that would have made
pigeon...
it go viral, Charlie.
Oh my days. Thankfully, never heard of this book. Which book?
Easy Meat.
Oh, the rubbish one that got thrown out the window.
Oh yeah, the rubbish one that got thrown out.
Oh, come here.
That's book defenestration.
Yes.
Is that okay? Believe you. I suspect that they give it to schools because it's only 90 pages. Yeah, probably.
Oh, it literally is.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got some comments for Harry fans. Alice's cat is in. You can't see him now because
he's now facing the other way. He's had enough of us now.
We love Harry. When he gets hungry, he'll start becoming a little bit more active.
Mm-hmm.
Harry! We love Harry. Oops, sorry. Easy Meat sounds ace. The reality star character sounds fun too. Oh, and we've got...
Let's not give it too much credit. Let's not... just to go back, it's good.
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to oversell it.
To the mask now, Kieran. You can't go back.
It's good. Don't expect like wow.
Yeah. It's special to you because it's from an area that...
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, it's wow to me.
Yeah. But you don't think it would be necessarily wow for everyone.
It's like, do you know when you go over to like someone's house and they bring out the photo album and you go, oh, that's quite cool. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's been 15 minutes now. I don't care. I've seen the pyramids before on Google. It's a bit like that. I think it would be a bit like, oh, Kieran likes this because he knows the shop. And you're like, yeah, I know where Alondis is. Calm down.
Mm.
So, yeah.
That's good, though. That's good. What did you miss? Did you see the book throwing? This is a question for you. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Yes, threw a book out the window called Hero. A book called Heroes out the window, and Alice's cat sat next to her face for a bit. There you go.
Yeah, it's all kicking off over here on the podcast.
Live book throwing from Kieran. Everyone is very excited by the.
Very excited.
There you go. Right. So, next question we've got to ask you, Kieran, which you've seen our shows, I'm guessing. So, I'm guessing you know what's coming in terms of the next question.
Dip in and out.
Yeah. So, you named the main
in and out. I thought you watched it from the moment.
He just comes on to
Not with two kids.
Pod and goes away again.
Yeah, pretty much. To be honest. Absolutely, that is literally it.
Doesn't take very long to type 3 letters.
So, whether you know or not what's coming in the next one. So the next thing is to ask you. This is the most controversial question. All our plodders will know what's coming. So, what is your favourite pizza topping? And we will judge you depending on your answer.
Especially Gemma, who will judge you hard.
Right. I didn't know this. Are we talking about a topping on top of a margarita?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. Okay, great. Because
whatever your favourite, you can improvise.
you go to the restaurant, pick up, double sauce, double cheese. That's all that you need.
That's good. Okay, no,
Yeah.
I think that's
a good
acceptable. That
answer.
is-
It has to be
Cheese.
thick crust.
Yeah.
It has to be like, but like you need like way more. It's best if they start making it and you go, did I say double? Because normally they're a bit like, oh, no, we've charged you for one, and they just double it up. That's the best way to go about it, and it's like the cheapest one.
That's not the worst answer we've had, but it is a bit basic.
What is the
She's still
worst?
judging you. She's still judging you.
What's the word? Oh, is it? Oh, we're not going down the pineapple route. It's fine. Get over it.
Well,
What's
I
the-
thought that was as bad as it could get, but no. Eric Carl Anderson, figs. Figs on pizzas.
Generally threw up.
I mean,
We've had one person who has it without cheese, one person who has it without the tomato sauce,
One person who doesn't even like pizza.
loads of
Okay.
vegans who don't have proper cheese. It's just been a catastrophe.
Olives and what else? What did Scott have on his? I can't remember.
He had hummus, didn't he?
Not hummus.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he had some kind
I mean,
of hummus.
if I had to choose like a proper topping, I would probably go for anchovies, and I normally do have some
Oh,
other
okay,
cheese
that's
by the
good.
side. That's fine. I can go with figs because you're going down that like caramelized onion route.
That's what
So
I
I'm
said.
fine with that. I think
That's
that's fine. You said what was the other ones?
I think there was artichokes as well.
We've had
Artichoke.
yeah.
Middle class, get out. No one has time for artichokes. What are you talking about? Who's got artichokes on the go? Oh, would you like me to make a pizza? Let me just get the artichoke heart out. For you. No one's doing that. There's literally YouTube videos of chefs be like, "This is difficult. You don't need that in your life." Out. Bad take. Olives are fine.
No.
That's
No,
fine.
she doesn't like olives. Jem
What
doesn't
about
like
a pizza with no cheese?
That
not pizza.
it was not pizza. I would agree
That's
with
what
that.
I said, right?
It's not pizza. The one without sauce, get in the bin. We wouldn't.
Right.
I don't know who it is. It could be one of you. I'm not socializing with you. I would literally. Oh, this is anyone who's in the Plek Discord will know that I get really funny about stuff like this. And I'm gonna start going down the rabbit. So I literally spoke about this. So my mate Louise was going out with Molly, and she liked ordering. So she used to go over to Louise's family for literally anyone. Or Yahara. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be like, not this again, please. Right. So
We wanna know.
Molly used to go to Louise's house for pizza night. So they used to have this isn't like she used to go over the house and pizza with it was pizza night. Okay? And then Molly would order a base. If you're thinking what you mean, like literally just the bread. Right? So I used to catch up with her dad, Louise's dad, because he got me into recruitment. He's a lovely guy. Big up Paul. If you ever need any recruiters for your recruiting firm, permanent people in Cardiff will help you out. They also have a new office in Amsterdam. Anyway, I used to like speak with him, and he'd be like, "Mate, I'd be paying like 10, like a margarita pizza. I would like manually take that. So he's paying like 14 quid for bread, but she was so fussy and anal retentive that she wouldn't eat like a Hovis loaf. She wouldn't eat like tinned bread. Oh, it's wrapped
But
in
they
plastic.
sell
She
the
wouldn't
bases
eat
in
it.
the supermarket.
No, she doesn't like that because she's an absolute numpty moron who doesn't know anything. I'm surprised she understands how to like pick anything up with the monstrosity of like what are you even doing, right? I tell you, we used to go out to a restaurant and I would like glare at Molly, being like, just choose like just something like stupidly simple. We'd all be like, let's go to, and we'd name a restaurant, and so she would say yes, so we'd all be in agreement. If it was like, well, we're toppling along, we look at the menu outside, then everyone else will go, no, right, move on to the next one, okay? Or if you're that fussy, you tell us where to go. We'd end up going places, like we went, like, is it Nice Indian, right? In Cardiff, the Jew Broad, you have to go to the one, like, it's by like Roche Park, it's like in the middle of a roundabout. It's really good. Anyway, we'd go there, and she'd order boiled rice. I would just whinge if they like presented it and put like a bit of parsley on it. And I'd be like, shut up, get a grip, get out of your head. What are you doing? So we'd all be there eat it like normally, like normal people. She's there whinging over like the flavor of the plain rice is too much because parsley has entered the building. Oh, what are you talking about? Get out. Oh, like, do you know what? The aubergine person can come back in. I think I'm fine with that. You know what? If you're that stubborn over you need aubergine on your pizza, crack on. Oh, mate, you want fig rolls? I'll peel a fig roll. I'll scrape her on Tarek's pizza. Fine, I can manage that. But you put just like no sauce and cheese. Have a cheese sandwich. Go and get a meal deal.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's worse. That's the worst. That's the Jem. You and Alice, you agree? Do you think that's the worst?
What? No sauce?
Yeah.
It's not even a pizza.
Yeah, that was
It's a
when we
cheese
spent the whole
sandwich.
live show getting people to make cheese on toast.
Yeah.
It's glorified cheese on toast.
That's the most horrific answer I think we've actually. I mean, it's not your answer, but it's still a horrific.
I honestly, just to top her off, just in case everyone goes, oh, how can this Molly person be real? She studied geography, literally the most boring subject known to man. What? Oh, let me look at rocks. Oh, touch grass, and they're like, oh, I have. Oh, what a horrendous subject geography is. Literally, imagine being enthralled by the eroding of a river's bank. Oh, we literally have Euphoria on TV. What are you doing? I can't tell it. Every time Mrs. Llewellyn would be like, "All right, boys, get out your geography books." I would literally die inside. I used to listen to Papa Roach, and it wasn't because like I was feeling anything. It was because of geography. And I'd be like, "Oh, bring it to me, Papa Roach." I hate geography. And Molly decided to master in it. As she can't eat a pizza normally. Stop.
Good for
I'm like, after this, I'll tell you about Spaghetti Gate. Honestly, Spaghetti. I can never look at Veronica. I stopped speaking to her there and then. I was done.
What's Spaghetti Gate? Tell us now you've started it. You're gonna have to tell us what's Spaghetti Gate. Then go on.
Right. I need to calm down over it. Right. Okay. Okay, I'll give you the TLDR. Right. So Veronica, right, met her before at a club. She was lovely. She was like, "You're lovely." I was like, "I know. Stop." I was like, "Let me take her out for a meal." Yahara was like, "Oh no, not Spaghetti Gate." Right. I was like, "Let me take her out for a meal." And I end up I was like, "I'll meet you in the Starbucks," because it was opposite the restaurant. She's half Italian, and I go, "Would you be happy with Ask Italian Restaurant?" So once again, I'm like, "Are you happy to go?" She could have said no. She could have said no. She didn't. Right? She went, no. Yes, that is fine. Yes, that's fine. It got really weird. I ended up going to the Starbucks, and then she started like her friend, like then walk. I didn't know who she was. She was like, "I can't believe you would do this," and I'm like, "I don't know who you are." She's like, "You took it. You're in the Starbucks where her ex is." I was like, "I've met this girl like once." I was like, "What do you?" I don't know. Anyway, it all gets chaotic. Veronica turns up. Was like, "Still, I had to go to the restaurant." I'm there sweating, going, "What on earth have I walked into?" I tell you now, people, I wasn't even at the gates of hell. Right. So we get to the restaurant.
Oh my God.
Sit down. I've been nervous all day. Used to work in Moss Bros. It sells suits. My manager was like, "I'll get you 50% off a shirt. You're going to look pucker for this." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, Tracy." Right, because I was poor. Right. Anyway, so we get to Ask Restaurant. Right. We get to the Ask Restaurant. She sits down. I have a glass of wine. I don't care. She doesn't exist to me, this lady anymore. Anyway, sit down. What would you like to eat? I'm like, I'll have the lasagna. It doesn't matter what I had because this isn't the crux of the story. Veronica goes, "I'll have spaghetti bolognese." And I'm like, "Great, a classic, wonderful,
solid."
The meal arrives, okay, and this is where I can envision it right now, right? So like the glass gate, the glass walls there, so people can see this, and if they did see it, they would be mortified like me. So I'm there, kind of chatting, however banter. I'm eating my food, I'm drinking my wine, trying to have a good time, right? Not trying to think on what was this friend all about, anyway, right? I get to like 3/4 through my meal, and I go, this is interesting. Why haven't you touched your cutlery? And she's just sat there with the spaghetti. She hasn't touched it.
Why?
Anyway, so I finish, and I'm like, "Everything okay? Like, you fine?" She's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, it's clearly not. Anyway, the waiter comes over, equally a bit like, this guy can eat quickly. And I'm like, guilty. Anyway, so he takes my plate and she goes, no, I'm finished as well. And he looks at me, I look at him, we both look at her, and she was like, lovely. And I was like, you have literally made this. Anyway, and then it gets worse.
How does it get worse?
I chose the restaurant because I had with my student account a taste card that gives me 2-for-1 meals, and I forgot it. So I paid 14 quid for spaghetti that I looked at more than her. And she was like, do you want to have another date together? I was like, no. What are you talking about? I literally, I'm still there. I'm still there. People walking past, being like, "Oh, that guy eats quickly. His clear date hasn't even touched it." She's not even chinwagging that much. She's just like, "Oh, this is wonderful." And I'm like, "Yeah, so's the spaghetti. Come on, let's keep it going." She didn't touch. If she had like gone, oh, I'm half Italian, I don't particularly like this, I would have been like, hee, fair. If she'd gone, I'm not hungry beforehand, I would have gone,
starter.
no, I would have gone, let's go elsewhere. And then I would have realised my taste card, I would have gone, win. Somewhere there's a Gwyneth Paltrow like closing doors moment where that happened, and I'm worried that my parallel self has ended up marrying this person, and he cries himself to sleep being like, she never eats the spaghetti bolognese. No, he doesn't know that because that's how closing doors works. That's how sliding doors works with Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, he would never know this.
Unless you had spaghetti for like your wedding meal.
Honestly, this person, I didn't even block and delete them. I was like, do you know what? I need to witness your life. Like, go on. What is this even all about? It was a tragedy. It was one of the worst things I have ever encountered in my. And I know people will be like, "Oh, there's worse things." There literally wasn't at that point in my life. I'd gone through hell and back with a previous relationship, but somehow Veronica's left spaghetti has just like. Oh my god!
Did you not get it into a doggy bag to take home?
No, I didn't know what to do.
You're too shocked.
Who orders the food? And if she had like touched, if the fork and the knife had like the remnants of a sauce, I would be fine with it. I'd be like, you've touched it. You didn't try. She didn't have to try. She just had to like look like she cared, and she didn't. And then she was like, "Yeah, this was great." I was like, "Where did you eat this? Like, where in your medulla oblongata? Like, has the message gone? You have eaten food, entered your head to the memory of saying it was great."
What's the conversation?
Do you know what? I don't remember because it was insignificant to me at that point. I paid 14 quid. I was like 21. This is like 8 years ago. No, I'm 29. 8 years ago. The conversation could have been wonderful. Like, no conversation is that good to make someone pay 14 quid for a spaghetti that you didn't literally, it just sat in front of you. Doing what? Why? Just say, I'm not, why did you overcomplicate there? This is ridiculous. Honestly, I have flashbacks. I have palpitations over stuff like this. It freaks me out to know that someone was comfortable enough to just like ignore it. It's not good enough. It's not. There's nothing could have been going on to have elicited. I wouldn't even say a reaction. It's not a reaction. I get really hyped about. I'm really sorry. I'm like. I know people were like, "Oh, I'd be interested for Keenan to come on. It'll be a laugh." This is literally watching me having a mental breakdown over spaghetti. I'm glad that some people. I'm looking at Sarah's comment. Like, if she had used her fingers and just shoved it into her mouth, she would have eaten it. I would have been like, "You're clearly on some ways. Like, let's carry on." It would have been a wonderful evening. It wasn't. It was everything decayed.
From that point, that was it. That was just it.
You know it's bad when the waiter has to check with the other person, like, is this what's happening? Waiters see some stuff. Like, if you stop, it was like she had put, like, oh my God, I literally can't get over it. It's so wrong.
Did she get the cheese grated on?
No.
You know,
No, she was just like, and I was like, oh, maybe she's a traditionalist. She wasn't. She wasn't a traditionalist. She was absolutely like insane. Who does
Does it
that?
just not eat normally? Is it? Well, I don't understand any. Like, this just doesn't make any sense. Like, either order a starter or ask you to go somewhere else, like you said. I don't understand.
Just say I'm not hungry.
Yeah, it's just not hungry. Yeah, don't order.
Don't
Why?
order.
That's
She's
crazy.
half Italian. She doesn't not like spaghetti.
are you sure this wasn't like a dream? Were you like
I think she
stoned
was-
at
honestly,
uni? And you
If I had woken up in cold sweats, I would be like, oh, it's been a good day. I went home, told all my housemates, and my mate like hugged me. He was like, I'm really sorry. I was like, I can't believe I paid 14 quid for nothing. For nothing. Not like literally, I got nothing. There was nothing. It wasn't even like putting like 14 quid on like lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Whereas because it's like there's a bit of like a joy, like, oh, maybe I could, like, there was nothing. I paid for a hard-working chef to put food on a plate for it to go back, and probably the chef was like, what on earth is going on? And then the waiter be like, she said it was wonderful. What the hell is it Wonderland Wild World? I don't want to talk about it.
Bless you, Kieran. I'm just gonna go see some. I'm not shocking though.
Move on, Charlie, move on.
I'm gonna just look at some comments, Kieran, whilst you're like
Please do.
Having a meltdown.
Please do.
Naughty's emote makes it sound like Boulder could be great for fans of Twilight. Ooh. We've got excellent summary. I'm seeming to. I know we're a bit behind on
I
comments.
think that was excellent summary for the pasta story.
I think these aren't related to the pasta story. I'm fairly certain. He threw a book and it wasn't pod for some reason. No, but we're gonna find out.
Oh, we're going to talk about pod.
We are going to talk about pod. I promise you. I promise you we'll get to the pod talk, you guys. And honestly, we are going to get there. I promise.
It's going to be nothing compared to what's happened
It's going to
previously.
be nothing because the pizza
Yeah,
is.
we didn't schedule in the pasta and pizza section.
I think Hazel was a baby when we did the buddy read of that climate change book that I hated.
The New Wilderness.
As I remember. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Diane, what is her name? New Wilderness by, I want to say Diane Abbott, but it's not Diane
It
Abbott.
wasn't Diane. I remember
Diane
that.
Cook. Diane Cook. Diane
What
Cook.
was it?
The New Wilderness, Diane Cook.
That's it. And it had a black and white cover, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Love Kieran's opinions. Ah, that's nice.
It's a shame it was a nice black and white cover, but the entire book was beige. It was like the sensible heel of Cli-Fi.
Because it was meant to be dystopian, wasn't it?
I don't know what it was meant to be. It did something, I suppose. It got long listed. Did it get shortlisted? Like the absolute buffoon. I don't know.
Which prize was this? Was this a Booker one?
Yeah, it was Booker 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
Shuggy Bain took it, which again is another beige book. So
don't say that because no, we've got Ange on here that loves Shuggy Bain, so you know she will come and find you, Kieran.
Sounds like a beige person. It's not. And stop it.
Not our Ange. We love our Ange.
Love Ange.
I love the Valleys, and when it was on MTV, so getting to what the reality star career would be.
Like Letitia, mate. I have a story. I have a very not safe for work story about the Valleys when I started like applying for people, and I was in the pub.
Yeah,
I was great.
Okay.
Did you apply?
I can't. I literally can't. I honestly don't think I can say what happened.
We want to know
on the live stream. Okay. But just know there were some people. It was in a pub. There's a guy who's known for rubbing feces everywhere, and there's something with the application, and everyone was like, "Wee."
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Alice's face is hilarious. You're so funny. Look,
only in Wales.
I will go back and watch the book during once the live is done. Yeah. Feel free to do so. Bananas
on pizza. Bananas on pizza. There was a conversation about bananas on pizza.
No.
Oh.
No.
We don't do bananas on pizza, do we? That's
No, we don't.
I think it's the Swedish do pears on pizza. Pears
Oh,
and
do
mayo.
they?
Pears and mayo.
there you go. Mayo. Ugh.
And pears.
Disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Not together.
Double sauce is mental.
Is that good? Like, is that good? I
I
can't tell.
don't think that's a
sometimes.
good thing. I don't
Slang.
think that's a good thing.
I believe we have to find out what the correct answer is for regarding pizza. I think we know it, so you can reiterate it, Jem. We know the answer, but you can
Any normal topping, like meats and maybe a vegetable, like as a side shape, not the vegetable as the main
Star.
thing. It's
And
like
definitely not
an
olives.
addition. And what?
And definitely not olives.
Oh no, absolutely not. But I am down with an anchovy. That's.
Would you have a caper?
Oh, I love capers. Yeah.
And you don't like olives? You'd have a word
No,
with yourself.
no.
They're
Yeah, it
like in
makes
the
no
same
sense.
family.
No, capers are like flowers.
Yeah.
They're like flower buds, aren't they?
Yeah, what do you think an olive is? Well, I mean, it's a seed,
It's an olive.
but yeah, it's a fruit.
Yeah, but
It's
it's got
fine.
a stone in it. Capers don't have stones.
They don't
in.
put the stones on the pizza, Jem.
Yeah, but still, that like they're not.
Have
the
you
same,
tried
are
olives on a pizza?
they? No.
See, you
No,
have to ask
I've
the
tried
right
them like on their
questions.
own, and they're disgusting. I do try and eat them because I think it makes me look more grown up if I eat olives. But
Yeah, try it.
I think I'd rather grate my own eyeballs. To be
Yeah,
honest,
this is literally green eggs and ham here. And what happens to Guy I Am at the end? He goes, "I love green eggs and ham," and he's
He
just being
does
like,
say
"No."
that.
He's in denial.
Mm.
Don't
Yes.
be Guy I Am.
You can't convince her. We've been trying.
Come
God,
on,
it's
to
Sam I Am.
Yeah, no.
Because Eric is, but I think it's his husband makes it for him. It's lovely. It's meant to be. It sounded really lovely, like.
I haven't had a pizza before. It's very nice.
And it's that,
Nah.
yes. Jessica, bacon and banana pizza. Oh,
Jack, what the hell is wrong with you?
Jack's always going to say something like this.
Good God.
So
Disgusting.
I'll head to a couple more comments and then we'll get on to the next question. Without tomato sauce,
Exactly.
yeah, we had someone on here before. I don't think it was a guest. I think it was a viewer that said about white sauce on the pizza. That was their favourite. A
Yeah.
white sauce pizza.
Oh, like a bechamel.
Yeah, bechamel.
Okay.
That's a waste, though. I think.
Still not really a pizza, is it?
No, it's not a pizza. It's a pizza. Swedish book I read had pizza with prawns and mussels on it. Should have also mentioned when Kia was here that pineapple on pizza was invented in Canada. There you go.
Oh, Canada.
Zach always
That
knows
makes
all
a
the
lot
facts.
of sense.
We're always very grateful to Zach for all the facts that we get.
Yeah.
I'll just do a couple more. Actually, I'll leave. We'll go into your question now. Right. So the last, not question. It's not question, is it? It's challenge, isn't it? So you don't know this is coming. Then, if you didn't know about the pizza question, you may not know this is coming. Or
I
do you?
know it's coming.
Do
I
you
know it's coming. Oh yeah, because I have zoomed back over everyone, and I know the rules for this, and I have done my research. I have done my revision.
That's you get bonus points for that. I think.
Wow.
So name as many from the Dylan Thomas Prize.
I would do okay on that. Actually, I think I'd do okay.
I would literally know none. But for those of you that are watching that don't know what's coming, what it is every single week we challenge our guests to name in 30 seconds as many Women's Prize long-listed books, and they can be over the history of the prize. You don't have to say the surname of you don't have to say the name of the author. You just have to say the name of the book. And you got 30 seconds to name as many as possible. Jem, do you want to show the leaderboard, or do you want to do that after? What do you think? So on our leaderboard, do you want to go through it?
Jennifer's
Honestly,
at the top.
I'm
She's got 22
gunning for
feet.
Jennifer. No one else matters. I'm literally gunning for you.
Jennifer, you hear that? Jennifer will be watching. Who's going to do the timer and who's doing the writing it? You've got the timer. So
I've
Jem's got the
the
timer.
writing equipment.
Alice is writing them. So I'll give you a countdown to 5. How do you feel about this? So
Well, horrendous now. Let me have a bit more. Let me have a bit more cognac. Wait there.
That's fine. So you've only got 5 to beat. Fraser came on, bless him. We loved Fraser, and he got 5. So you've just got to beat 5 to get off the bottom 6.
But I watched Fraser's and I don't know what on earth happened there.
I don't. It was unexpected for him. I think.
I will agree with that. I will agree. But I was just like, Fraser, like you know this, Fraser.
Fraser's really clever as well.
I think he just used too many books. He had too many books in his mind, and he cracked.
So, do you think you're nearly ready? And I'll do the countdown. How do you?
I literally feel sick.
Everybody cheer on Kieran. Everybody send words of encouragement in the chat. Right, so I'll give you to the count of 5. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it.
Wolfhall, bring up the bodies, the mirror and the light. Fingersmith, the paying guest, the night watch, autumn, winter, how to be both, the accidental, hotel wolf, the mammoth cheese, Belcanto, beyond, Black Spinster's room, paradise, property, Buddha, horse teeth and less, NW, the color, ruby, the bees, pod, lottery, home, Annabelle, alias Grace. What else is on it? Glory, the one-armed girl sweeps the floor, something like that.
You're not having that one. You're not having the one-armed girl.
That's fine. What is it called? The one
sister sweeps their house.
Who sweeps their house?
But I think I don't know. Was that like 27 or?
I've got no idea.
Or you were going quite fast, but I
learned the best way to do this is just go for all the single word one. So I just went on Wikipedia, just wrote them all down. See,
cheat,
clever.
No, that's good. That's good. We encourage this. I encourage
the competitiveness. I do love it.
But I did love hearing that one of them was called the mammoth cheese.
Is that true?
It was longlisted, I believe, in '96, which is about a town that tries to recreate Theodore Roosevelt's 1,235 pound cheese called the mammoth cheese.
Wow.
No way.
I didn't even know this book existed.
It sounds great, doesn't it? I might order it.
Yeah.
The mammoth cheese.
I think Alice will probably have to because I don't think anyone.
I'm going to have to check that because
nobody can expect Alice.
I actually gave up writing stuff down after a while.
Yeah,
it was just too much.
That was real fast.
That was very fast.
Thank you.
So yeah, everybody, well done.
Wait, but we don't know what my score is. So
no, we're gonna
but we know that you've won.
It was a good one.
I don't know what the score is.
I'll just go through some comments. So shall we do that? Shall I go through some comments? And do you want to?
Should we ask Kieran about what books he's read from the long list?
Oh yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Pod.
Let's go on to Pod. That's it.
And I've read Glory. No, Glory was last year, wasn't it? Glory was on the short list.
Last year.
And it was also on the women's prize long list.
Yeah, women's prize long list, and it was long list for the booker.
Keep up, Kieran.
I've read Glory, and I've read Pod. I've gone to like the. This is anamorphic. This is anamorphic. The other one is zoomorphic, but let's not get into that. So
tell us your thoughts on Pod. This is the thing that everybody has been waiting for. This is why everyone's here. We want to know.
I finished it in 2 days. When it got shortlisted, I picked it up from my shelf and just read it consistently. I am pretty indifferent about it. I think how in depth do you want me to go here? Because I could hang on about it, but okay. So from the perspective of the dolphin, so I think there's going to be two camps of people. There's going to be people who don't buy into that in any way, shape, or form. But equally, at the same time, you don't know, just like Layleen Paul, how a dolphin perceives the world. So there's that. There's also going to be people who are going to buy into it. However, I think what people are going to buy into the most is the messaging of the book, which I think is uniquely rubbish. In fact, I've seen... If you have seen Blackfish, don't read this. If you've seen the SeaWorld documentary, I think you can pass up on this. I think if you are in any way inclined, like climate savvy, you don't need to read this. But But I equally think some people are going to go into what I like to call the Peterson lobster hypothesis, which is where Jordan, I've not read Jordan Peterson's book before anyone asks me. He wrote a book talking about the neuroscience of lobsters and how it's very similar to humans. And apparently everyone rose off their armchairs and went, I know everything about lobsters. I don't know everything about lobsters. I don't know much about cephalopods. So in regards to what is going on here, I can imagine there's going to be people like, well, actually, dolphins wouldn't do that in that situation. I don't particularly care. I don't particularly know. To say that a dolphin never once has spun a little bit weird, or maybe it's just a little bit sexier than the other ones. I don't know if that's true or not. I think at the end, if there was a soundtrack of Do the Propeller by The Wiggles, it would have made it 10 out of 10. And if they are to do a film of it, I want Emma Wiggle doing the propeller at the end as it fades to black. That's what I want. The blurb is horrendous in regards like it's about a love story. Like I've read the salmon. What's it called? Oh, it's a Taiwanese book. It was horrendous. It was about a salmon who fell in love and he finds a really sexy salmon. It's like, I'll put some sperm on your eggs. And she's like, okay. It's like, you gotta get up that stream though, buddy. Gotta work for it. That he does. Wonderful. Fishy love. Is it called salmon who fell in love? Or it's the salmon who leapt out? Oh, he's like a rainbow. It's stupid. Anyway, so I think the blurb is horrendous. I think the Ghibli cricket Ramata. Alice is like, what's he talking about? I'm off. Right. But I think that part of it was interesting, and to have the body sucker kind of navigate the story mostly on the shark, so he's able to navigate these. He's a bit worldy. I think Google was quite interesting.
That's Alice's favourite character.
I like Google.
I mean, was I expecting train spotting for dolphins? No. But I did quite like that element. And again, I think that's an interesting perspective to advise. I like how Paul is kind of muddying the waters of, like, we know it's a boat. But again, it's kind of like Finding Nemo, like, they touched the butt. And everyone's like, oh, but then you can see it and you can't really do that with words. So it's kind of like, a metal beast. So it's not hard to put 2 and 2 in. I don't know. I had more emotional response from the South Park episode where they think that the orca, again going back to SeaWorld, than this. I didn't particularly care, but the messaging's kind of I know if you're impressed by the messaging on this, I don't know what you've been doing with your time. This isn't new. So I can appreciate what Paul is doing. And I think she does it to what I would expect a dolphin-based story is to be. I think is fine. Simon Savage said it was bleak. Well, he messaged me and said it's bleaker than A Little Life. Did you read A Little Life? This wasn't. Was it like Pornhub for clams? Not really. But again, I've seen David Attenborough. I've seen slugs bring out their 2 penises, wrap it around, and swap eggs. Oh, that's weird. Once you've seen that, is this going to do anything for you? It's just a bit about the dolphins. I kind of know that they have a propensity to not ask for consent. So again, there's a bit of me that's yeah, I kind of know that. Maybe if you don't know that, maybe it's a bit but when you do know that, it's I kind of expect. I like the repetition of it because they're animals. Is kind of they don't have the let's go for spaghetti, but I think EA would bloody eat spaghetti. I would say also with EA, unsure how to say it, but I want to say yay, which does remind me of South Park and Kanye West. So all I had was the character of yay being Kanye West going through the sea.
Yeah.
Okay, so not a 5-star read then. I don't know who I would recommend it to. People are probably going to hate this. If this was in the YA section, I'd kind of go with it.
Even with all
this
the
is
trauma.
Have you read Akatar?
No.
Like the teenagers, like they're not that teenager in there. They're not teenagers, but like it's a bit like, oh, thrust my moist sex in your clam. It's like, whoa, okay. My wife's read it, and she's like, teenagers read this. I was like a school kid, and she loved every moment of it and read all 5. I think if this was in the YA section, I think I would be fine. I think I would be fine. I think there's a bit of distancing because it's animals. Maybe that speciesist. There's going to be a vegan who's going to kick off at me, but I don't care enough about animals than I do humans. Sorry about that. We've literally been talking about what meat to put on a pizza, people. You know who we are. So there's kind of like a removed substance from it. And I think if you can watch a David Attenborough documentary, of which everyone from most ages can, I think you would be of the mind of like, okay, I kind of understand what's going on here. So I would classify this as like I would say it's kind of YA. I think that was still rile people up, but I don't think this is.
I can see what you're saying, because the first bit I read, I thought seemed kind of like melodramatic / a little bit.
I don't know. I think
It's very easy to read. It's very simple. I think in regards to that, I have to give my like fair dues to Paul.
Yeah.
I could see a 16, 17-year-old reading that and being really impressed. I would then venture off into something else and get a lot more than 28-year-old Kieran, who has watched Walking Phoenix's like Earthlings, I think it's called. Wonderful documentary.
What do you think the judges like about it then? This is because like you kind of can, obviously you did the book every year. This is what you're famous for, and you kind of have to try and get your head into that space. What do you think the judges are pulling from this so much that it's been put on the shortlist?
I think the aspect of it's talking about climate fiction, but it's doing it in a way that is. I've not read a book like this. I think the premise in and of itself, kind of what I say, like if you're not sold by this is narrated by a dolphin, I'm not entirely sure what's going to sell you on this.
Yeah,
I think the topic in which is being discussed is worthwhile. I'm unsure what the audience is, but equally the Women's Prize. I don't want to say this like in like a snooty way, but like on their website it says like they'll dabble in the commercial and in the literary, and you have that, especially with which is why I don't particularly read The Longest, because you have like when Dawn French turned up, like, what are you doing on there, Dawn French? Get off, the Holy Mantel's on.
Oh, mean.
Get out of here. But you have those kind of like wide varieties, which is good, and I think I like the Women's Prize for that breadth, because even though I will be like, I'm interested in Pyrenees, and my heart was destroyed with that book, it's like the one that my wife's like, oh, I heard this book's really interesting, and then she goes off and reads Hamlet, or which kind of brings on the point where she's like, oh, Dawn French was on the list, read it, thought it was naff, and was like, I'll try something else. And she's currently reading Stone Blind now, absolutely loving it as Alex. Tried Demon Copperhead, she said it was rubbish. So I knew it was going to get a reaction. So I think. So I think Pod straddles that line in the same way the Shuggy Bane does, which I think commercially this will do really well, because you'll have people being like, a story told from a dolphin. It's about climate fiction, which I don't think that many people are reading, or maybe don't take that much of it. I work in climate change, so again, I'm kind of in that space all the time. But like, I know like my mate Lum hasn't read a climate fiction book, and if I went stole from a dolphin, he'd be like, that sounds weird, I'll give it a go. So I think this straddles that grey line between being, is it literary, is it commercial? I'm not entirely sure where I would put it. I think it's simple enough, and I think the concept works, and I think it aids Paul in what she wants to get across without it being to the other side like the overstory, which is like, it's about trees, but it's really not about trees.
Is that what it's been compared to? Because I know...
Stupid comparison.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get really defensive like this.
No, you can say what you like.
I really like the overstory, but again, I kind of went into it being like, it's a book about trees, and then very quickly realizing like, oh, the trees are kind of like the
Sci-fi.
backdrop to all of this. That's how he's like set it up, and then in regards to how you move from the roots to the trunks to the crown, and then to the seed, which is the wider development of that story. He's kind of using the extended metaphor and how all trees interconnect with their roots and how crown shyness and kind of reflecting that within the characters. Very interesting. This is a story about a dolphin.
Yeah.
And Paul's kind of like, that is what it's about. And the animal world is cruel, but there's an element above that EA doesn't know about, which is crueler.
Do you think it could win? Do you think this could win? Obviously, it could win because
I think it could actually.
Yeah.
I don't rate it. I
Yeah.
think it could.
Yeah.
I think it could. I think in the same way, Demon Copperhead. I read 50 pages of it, and then we had to give it back to the library.
Yeah.
But I think that again kind of straddles. It's like that Shuggy Bane sort of element of like you'll tick off the literary people because you're like it's Dickens.
Yeah.
You'll have the commercial people, bring it together, and you have like a wonderful bestseller that everyone's going to be on board with, which is what I think about the Goldfinch, and I would compare it to the Goldfinch. Dickensian, everyone loves the Goldfinch, and I think you could draw. Is it a really good story? Yes. Demon Hunting Hobbit. But I'm sorry, Gemma. I know you love him, but sometimes you need an outsider perspective on a relationship.
we all love Demon Copperhead here. So.
Oh no! I haven't read all of it, but what I read, I was like, yeah. I was the same with the Goldfinch. I don't particularly like Dickens, so I'm a bit like, okay, I've got limited time on this earth. So I think that could win. I don't know about the marriage portrait. I don't know. She's won it before. It's not to say she won't. I've not read any Maggie O'Farrell, so I have no idea. I have no opinion on her because I've not read her. If she won it, could she win it twice quite closely? I mean, Whitehead won the Pulitzer quite quickly in succession. So, yeah, possibly. The other two are... what are the other two? Out of curiosity, sorry.
Trespassers and Fire Rush.
Yeah.
I've only heard good... Have I heard only good things about Fire Rush?
And Fire Rush is eligible for the Booker, isn't it, as well, technically? I mean, I don't know whether it would make it, but it's eligible.
I know a lot of people are enjoying that. I've watched a lot of reviews. I can't remember what it's about, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Music, sort of. Alice, you can talk about this one quite.
It's set in the late 70s, early 80s. About like a girl. It's mainly about music, really, but she's
because it sounded like, was it called like, I want to say Vivek Oji. It's not Vivek. Opal and Tevin Opal. That was.
Oh no, it's nothing like that.
No.
It had that. I thought it was like going to be that sort of vibe, or a bit like Utopia Avenue with David Mitchell. I haven't looked into it, but everyone seems to be enjoying it.
It's about the reggae scene. It's got like police brutality and racism and all that stuff in.
What's that?
The
Could do. Is this in America or Britain?
It's like in London.
Yeah, London.
Sorry, you did say that. I'm so sorry.
and it goes
What a
does
Welshman.
go to Jamaica.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been enjoying it, so I think that could go in its favour. It might go against its favour. And then you said the other one was Trespass. I really wanted to read Trespasses because I was eligible for last year's Booker. Sounded really good.
Oh, it's really boring.
Okay.
I liked it.
A book about the Troubles. We have a lot of books about Troubles.
Yes, we do.
I'm not trying to say that's a negative thing. You did have Milkman. Oh, I didn't say Milk. Oh, Milkman was one word for the quiz. God. You had Milkman. I mean, Milkman's really strong as a book, but again, that's very literary over there. I haven't read Trespasses. Is it?
It's not literary. Not really super. I wouldn't say it's more. Yeah.
It might appeal to. I'm unsure sometimes what the Women's Prize wants to go for. Do they want to go for that sort of like? I don't like saying commercial because I think there's a snooty behaviour around there, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if more people read the book, I'm on board with that. I haven't really got a problem.
Yeah.
And I think I think with Piranesi, you kind of, and similar with maybe Girl Woman Other's not really, that didn't win though, did it? But it was a lot.
Which one?
Won the Booker, didn't it?
I won a Booker, yeah. With
I think it was shortlisted. I think it was shortlisted.
That was it. I know that was a favourite to win, but I think that's very over there. Again, it's not a bad thing to be literary or commercial if you kind of like know where you are. But I think as soon as you start blurring that line between I don't know what this is, which is kind of what I get with this, and similar to Demon is a bit easier because it's based in reality. This is based in reality, but it's very, you got to kind of like cerebrally shift. I think this could win. I think all of them sound like safe bets.
I think people.
But this is the wild card.
Such a cop out of an answer, Kieran.
I think it is though. I think everything I've heard. I think if something like I've not read Sheena Pretend, I'm a fan, but how divisive that book is makes me want to read it.
Yeah.
And I think if that was on there, I would be more so like, ooh, like if it won, and I'm kind of annoyed that it's not on the shortlist.
I can't believe it didn't get shortlisted.
And similar to this is the one that will really rip people apart. Do the propeller.
Agreed.
But let's not get into the Wiggles. But it's not a spoiler. Stop it. I kind of wanted to win just for kind of like how audacious it is, and it's in that line. That's what I have to say.
In terms of, so obviously we've got these. This is so the books that are eligible for the book art. Do you think any of them stand? So the ones that are eligible, we've got Wandering Souls that's eligible, Demon Copperhead that's eligible, Fire Rush that's eligible, Cursed Bread, which I want to talk to you about because Sophie McIntosh obviously had history on the prize. Bandit Queens and The Dog of the North. Out of those, which do you think could potentially be longlisted? If you think any of them. I'm guessing
Barbara Kingsolver, I think will.
Yeah.
On the basis that it's Barbara Kingsolver.
That it's awesome. On the basis that it is awesome.
I did for my free library last week pick up the Poisonwood Bible. I really want to read that. I've heard many, many wonderful things about it. So I think I'd like to read that. Maybe try Demon Cop because the Dickensian element's kind of annoying me on that. Fire Rush, I don't know. Dog of the North, I read A Portable Veblen, vomited in my mouth, horrendous. So
yeah, I don't think so for that.
I don't think that would, but equally the Dog of the North doesn't sound as weird as the Portable Veblen.
It doesn't.
It's pretty weird, but I haven't read the Portable Veblen, so
maybe I've heard some of it. I don't remember anything from it, which is never a good sign with me. And then the other two you mentioned were
Cursed Bread. So that was Sophie McIntosh was listed for The Water Cure. Now, what did you think of that of The Water Cure?
That was really good, really good. Again, she's Welsh, bit of a bias, so
that's all right. We can cope with bias.
Cursed Bread. Oh, the Discord. I keep winding people up the Discord. I'm like, you can't say anything negative about it because she's Welsh. The premise sounds interesting.
Yeah, but it's not like the premise.
You took the words right out of your mouth, but it wasn't while you were kissing me. Don't start quoting me to close here. But yeah, it sounds as though the premise is interesting, and then she kind of like pushes away from it. Yeah. She wrote another one, didn't she, Sophie McIntosh? I might be confused with Daisy Johnson with Sisters.
Blue Ticket, she wrote.
Yeah.
I wasn't keen on reading that one, but The Water Cure, when it came out, I was like, yes, sign me up. So with Daisy Johnson, I never read Daisy Johnson's Under.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, with the mum and they make up their own language. That sounded really interesting. But I wasn't keen on the second one, and this one I'm a bit like. But I've kind of annoyed enough people on my Discord where they're like, oh, I wonder what he thinks of it. I probably will shoot myself in the foot and say, I don't think it's that good.
Do you think it will be listed? Do you think that could be listed? Because obviously she's got form before, so.
Do you know what?
So Sorry, putting you on the spot.
No, I'm really bad. I don't read much contemporary, so I get like really. I'm trying to think like what is out there and what could be on there, but all I can think of is Barbara Kingsolver. So I think that's got a real shoe in to win.
Yeah.
Not to win. It might do actually. It might do.
What about Wandering Souls though? Because people have like, I know this is like a big release for the publisher. I can't remember what the publisher of Wandering Souls is,
But
it was
Stories. Is it Under the Stories?
I don't know. I can't
It's
remember.
a small publisher, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it was a big push from the public. Someone had said it before, like this is a big release for this particular publisher. But anyway, so do you think that what are the chances for Wandering Souls for the Booker?
I only heard
Bad things.
Scott talk about it.
Okay.
And I've not. I lie. Kit. I watched his video. I've watched his video, Kit, and did he like it? I'm pretty sure. Wandering Souls. I think. But there were two. That's all I know about it. I was kind of disappointed, similar to I'm a Fan. Both of them were like, "Oh, why isn't this?" I think I'm trying to rack my head. I've not heard anything about it apart from those two. It sounds interesting. It does sound interesting.
We'll see.
Probably. I don't know. I can only think of Barbara Kingsolver. Booker's
right.
Honestly, I think Booker's really difficult. Like, the more I do the predictions, the more I just get wrong.
Yeah.
And you always get like the three people who are like, "Oh, we're publishing like in 3 months' time," and you're like, "Oh, I didn't even consider you." Then you got Fitzcarraldo come in. They got anything? I don't know. I'm gonna go for Barbara. I'm gonna pick up Babs.
We're happy with that. Honestly, you've made us happy for that. That's honestly. Do you want to? I'll have a look on some comments. Sorry, I'll just quickly.
Shall I just mute myself so I can find out Kieran's score?
I'll go through some comments whilst you go.
That's all I want.
I'm behind on Thursday. Like, good work, Canada. I guess that's been inventing pizza. We call it tomato pie in the northeast. Pie with no cheese. Kieran, would you do like Chicago?
No, absolutely not. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Chicago Town, like the little mini pizzas. Yeah. I think I would like. Oh yeah, because it's deep and it's just cheese and I'd probably down for that. Yeah.
No, I don't know what that's in terms.
Can you tell why it takes me like an hour and a half to do a review and then have to like cut it down to like 5 minutes? This is the ramblings.
We love it. We love the uncut, Kieran.
Yeah. How can someone? I literally cannot understand someone literally wanting a base. I cannot. I just talk on it. Beauty does. You can get 5 kilograms of tinned peeled artichokes in oil from the cheap shop in Romiley.
Wow.
Yes, before date, but you want to get middle class pizza.
Yeah.
This is a roast. Always.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Arsenal just scored another goal. That's a good thing. How are Arsenal?
Is that good or is that bad?
That's good.
I don't know.
That's good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh,
Who are they playing?
Arsenal are winning! Yay! We're breaking the curse. Breaking the curse. I'm hoping that's not cursed by me saying that. It was a great goal. Yay! It really was. I'll just quickly skim past some of the football chat. If only they. Oh, fuck it, I'll put it on.
The pizza chat on the side is wild. So I'm just reading through it. I'm like, yes.
Well, I'm just here for score. Yeah, we're all here for Kieran.
You should write a book.
Third goal. I feel like we're going to be getting all the highlights without even. Guys, celebrations. It was a travesty that anyone would waste spaghetti bolognese. Yes, it's my favourite comfort food.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. We all love pasta here, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
When at first you said she hadn't touched her cutlery, I thought you meant she used her fingers and shoved it into her face. I mean, that would be bad for a different reason, but at least she would have eaten the food, though, which is what the issue was, wasn't it?
It's true.
It's true. Yeah. We've got Sarah. There we go. A couple more. My sister once went out with a vegan. Her favourite meal is spaghetti bolognese. He invited her around for dinner, then chose a replacement mince with hummus. Next date.
That's so wrong. Hummus pasta.
Honestly.
I could go with like I could go with like blended chickpeas and kind of like frying it. I could go with that.
Yeah.
The hummus. I mean, I can go
That
with
is
that.
what hummus is, Kieran.
no, because you've not had like the tahini element into it. Like this, like it's the consistency of the hummus that concerns me more than what it's made from. Then you're adding tahini. I wouldn't add like a sesame paste. I wouldn't think of doing it. Like, would you? I don't know. I wouldn't put like a sesame oil on top. Would you put sesame seeds on top of it? Yeah, no.
People do. I'm sure people do. Kieran's going to be telling the story to the grandkids. He's not going to be letting us go.
Absolutely. I'll be like, let me tell you about getting into a relationship, kiddos. Come over. Like, oh, no, not granddad again. It's the 5th time.
$17.99 on Kindle for Pod on Sunday, and on Monday it was on sale for $1.99. That would kill us.
No way. Can't you return it?
Can you return
it? Yeah.
Oh, you should have returned it. Oh no.
Oh, if you email Amazon, they'll probably give you the money back. They'll give you the difference. It's like with Audible, I've not paid for like anything for like 2 years. I just keep returning books, and they just go, okay then. I got like 24.
No way.
I got like 24 credits. I just keep
This
like.
is the tips we want.
Finish a book, send it back, guaranteed.
This is truly a story worth being told to multiple times.
Yep.
I was wrong. That's the most horrendous thing I've ever heard. Like, yeah, honestly, seriously. A few days later, so he's the man with the giant Shuggy poster on his wall.
Oh yeah, I did it for a meme. I was like, every year I'm gonna put the poster up of the winner of before because I hated Juggy Bane, and then it was like 3 years, and I just stayed. Well, 2 years. I just stayed up there, but I ripped it off. I managed to rip off all the what's this thing called? Wallpaper. Ripped that all off. So I shoved the bookcase there.
I'll be running away. Yes. My name is Chris. I'm 50 pages into Pod, and I'm finding it quite emotional and moving. It may be Grasp, one of my favourite women's prose fictions, thus this far. Oh, yay!
There we go. A positive.
We've got a person that loves Pod. We've had a few people that like Pod, actually.
We have had a few weirdos.
And if you're here tonight, you can voice it.
Come out, Twaddle.
Yeah. This can be the time for it. It's definitely not any meat. I can't see Gemma eating a lamb's heart pizza. Ugh.
Mate, I'd rather that than pineapple. No.
I would like to throw a semantic out. Technically, lamb's heart is offal and not meat. So Gemma, you're safe.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Jack saying she loves capers. Have you got the results, Alice? Because we're sitting here, I can see your face. Has Alice got? Alice,
I think she's
still counting.
Watching back the live.
Okay, that's fine.
Having quite a lot of trouble with the score.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. Oh, don't worry. Just keep going. It's fine. That's all right. Don't worry. We can always find out in the future, if not, and then just privately.
I just want to beat Jen. I cannot tell you how hyped I have been. I mean, honestly, I was like all the one words. Like I could rattle those off in one. I tried doing. Do you write a little story? I would like count them out.
That amazing.
That didn't work.
Like I'd never heard of the cheese one before. Had any of you guys heard?
Cheese mammoth cheese is great, isn't it?
I'm still not convinced that was actually on the long list.
Type in the Mammoth Cheese Women Prize. It's on their website.
The Mammoth.
It was shortlisted.
What was it called? The Mammoth Cheese.
The Mammoth Cheese. You got to type in Women's Prize. If not, you do find Theodore Roosevelt's actual Mammoth Cheese. £1,235 of cheese.
This just can't be true.
It's true. Hey, honestly, Wikipedia's a wealth of information.
The Podalong has been a bleeding caper. My favourite topping years ago was anchovies, olives, and pineapple. Ugh! That is a bad
combination. Not a good combination.
No, sweet, salty. I can go with this. Salt, fat, acid, heat. We're going for like pineapple salmon.
No, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Pizza slays. Yes, you can join our pizza crew. We love pizza. Everyone wants to eat pizza. Yes, this happens a lot.
It was shortlisted.
I told you.
Everyone, this is everyone cheering you on, Kieran. Can you see on this? Can you see all the cheers that you had? Look, everyone is cheering you on.
Oh, mate, You have no idea how competitive I will get over something very insignificant. I literally
we admire this.
love it.
Literally.
To be fair, that was what we were hoping for when we came up with the challenge.
I don't think I said it, but I will say another two favourite. Budada, great to see. Budada, that's a good one you can go quickly for anyone if they're watching for next week. Budada and Hen's Teeth. Why is a book called Hen's Teeth?
And this was listed.
Shortlisted. All of mine are shortlisted books.
That is crazy.
I didn't want someone to be like, well, it was like long listed in like the 80s. I'm like, no. Everything shortlisted.
Was the Women's Prize even running in the 80s?
I don't think it was, but
I feel like you should get even if you haven't beat the 22, which you potentially could have done. I feel like you should get the award for the most niche books answers because you have
but these niche answers weren't actually mentioned in the challenge.
Yeah, you said any book that has been in the prize history.
No, but you didn't actually read them out during the 30 seconds. Say them during the 30 seconds, did you?
Not those last two.
Not those last two. No. I forgot. No, I'm pretty sure I said Budada because Budada and the Mammoth
you
Cheese.
mentioned that. I haven't got that far yet, and it's not working. My technology has failed.
Oh, don't worry about that. We will find out for the future and then let everybody know. I promise.
We will.
So yeah. How this is the point I'm at.
Keep going, don't you worry about it. You feed me questions, I'll give you answers.
I just have no idea what's going on
we
anymore.
can actually go on forever, actually, to be fair. Should we say we'll talk for another 5 more minutes because I think the girls wanted to. What are your feelings, ladies? The screen has frozen. They're all frozen. Or should we just? I'll just keep going through the comments for 5 minutes. The Mammoth Cheese by Sherry Holman. Yes. Oh,
honestly.
Mammoth Cheeks.
Mammoth Cheese. Great.
On the Women's Prize website.
All right.
It was sprung on you, Sarah, weren't you the first? Yes, Sarah. Oh, yeah, because Sarah had no practice. I'm sorry.
Sarah was first.
Sarah was first.
Sarah did really well, and she's kind of like, she was very sportsman-like about it. Sportswoman-like, sorry, I'm so sorry. She was the first.
Oh, I didn't say Home by Marilyn Roberts.
Oh, yeah, that's the one-word one.
Oh,
that would have been amazing.
I think you did.
Did I?
I think you did.
No, I don't remember, but...
Did you say the lacuna as well? I think you said the lacuna. Did you?
I don't remember that.
Which one?
No.
Not most people.
Lacuna.
No, I said the one-armed woman who sweeps the floor.
You did, and you're not having that, and you're not having it.
Which is probably one of the longer titles.
I know.
You panicked at the end.
I was trying to think of this year's, and I was like, I don't know it. I should have said Demon Copperhead and Stoneblind because I own them.
Oh yeah, because your wife's currently reading it, so you should know that.
Oh, one Popishko, I should have said. I didn't know if that was eligible though. Like, what this one's Sky Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you would. I didn't know if you would have accepted Popishko because technically,
you're not American.
But I think
you're not American, so no.
I've given you the Mammoth Cheese, and everyone's like the Mammoth Cheese.
I know. Everyone's going to go and read this book now.
This is what I love about reading. You get some really weird book from like the 90s, and everyone's like, let's read the Mammoth Cheese. It sounds great. Long lost classic.
Amelia's late. What did she miss? A summary, please,
It's
people.
been a lot.
Give a summary.
Spaghetti through a book. Pod.
Mammoth Cheese.
The Mammoth Cheese. Done.
Yeah. In a nutshell.
I got this. I don't know. Yeah.
I do feel mildly like I've been on drugs tonight.
It's been a lot. It's been amazing.
Oh, there we go, look.
Spaghetti Gate, Book Throwing Gate, a winning go at naming all the WS. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Kieran threw a book out the window. Alice's cats.
We forgot about Harry. Yeah.
A lot of talk about pizza and that's exactly
terrible days.
It's true.
And I've never heard of this person's name. Got to find
Wonko. It's Wonko.
Is this one of yours? Of course.
Yeah, one of mine. Honestly, Plek is not a cult. I need to keep reminding people it's not a cult. It is Wonko.
Kind of seems like a cult.
Got to find. I think it's an amazing name. I love this. Got to find the seminal novel, The Salmon That Spunked Immediately.
Right. Let me find it. I reviewed it.
There you go.
The salmon who dared to leap higher by. It's like Ang something.
Was this made into a movie?
Do Young.
Sounds like
it's a Korean. Is he Taiwanese? Was he Korean? I don't know. No.
I don't know.
Asian. That doesn't help me at all. That's the worst thing they could have described as. Let's give you a really big place. Okay then.
That's I'll just go through some more comments whilst you're having a
yes, please do. I'm so sorry.
Wait, bleaker than a little life. Do it, spread book joy. So now we need Kanye West to narrate the audiobook of Pod.
Yes.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would actually reread it as an audiobook.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I couldn't even do it for that.
Ang Do-young, he's not Taiwanese. I think I said Taiwanese first. Yeah. He is South Korean. South Korean.
Good work, Kieran.
It sounds like a movie. That book sounds like a movie. There are lots of movies with salmon in them, so I mean, if you don't know. Yeah, thank you. Would you put? No, we're not. No, we're not even.
I mean, if you put tuna on your pizza, technically there could have been dolphin.
Exactly.
That's true. I'll have to admit, Kieran is making me appreciate Pod even more. See, you're selling Pod to more people.
I didn't even like it, people. The power of the negative review.
That is a true influencer right there.
What have been your favourite? You make a lot of reviews. What have been your favourite? No, but I don't mean this in a bad way. But no, this is what you're known for. What have been your and you do it in all different styles. What have been your favourite reviews to make? Or ones that what's your favourite review you've made?
Glory's up there because Dora
Glory's my favourite.
So good.
Only because Dora keeps asking me, Daddy, can I watch the video when you're a horse? And I just have to keep watching it. And it's got Robert Mugabe, and she's like, I like that.
It's got Ronan Keating in it.
It's got there was I found a copyright-free version of Ronan Keating's "You Say It Best When You Say Nothing at All."
How did you find that?
Done. I just googled it. I was like, I think I typed in African cover Ronan Keating, and it was like, here you go. And I was like, wonderful. So I ripped that, stuck it on. I bought the horse head. I don't know why I bought the horse. I'm unsure. I don't know if I still own it. But there was the horse head. Yes. Adora likes watching us. We probably watch it at least 5 times a week.
I'll link it for people watching the future. I will link it in the description.
And then I think maybe Cursed Bunny, but again, it was just stupid. And I did it in 20 minutes, the entire thing. I got a GarageBand, got something down, did a stupid rap over the top, and then just stuck on my kids. It was like a cardboard. You could make a cardboard dinosaur's head, and there's a reptile in it. And I was like, I'm going for this. So in my lunch break, you got GarageBand, bopped out something. Yeah, stuck it into the piano, bopped out 4-chord progression, easy. Just spoke rubbish into it and it rhymed. That was wonderful. And I just found myself dancing in various places in my living room, and then just quickly mashed together. Yeah, in about 20 minutes. All
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one.
We'll find again.
I liked the Paradise one. The Paradise one was good.
Yeah, I stayed up all night to read that, and that it was kind of what's the stupid? I hated it. I was like, what's the stupidest thing I could do? I was like, I've listened to Ash Nico all of last year. That will be quite funny. That's there. Yeah, if it was stupid, I don't mind doing those. I quite liked After the Sun, Jonas Aker. That was Dutch, where I sang a Dutch a Dromejar. It's like a Dutch 90s pop song. I don't know if it's still popular, but I found it Dromejar, and then I quizzed Sarah from Freshly Read Books, and then cut her answers, which sounded like the Danish words, So it looked as if me and her were duetting Drama Ya. I still have the lyrics in my head because it took me like 3 hours on the piano. And I was like, I don't speak Danish. And then, subtitled it all just being like chuckles in Danish because I think that's hilarious.
Where do you get your ideas from? Like, where does it come from? Where is this, like...
Oh, I got to make a review today. Oh, that would be funny. I'll just do it. I don't script anything. Nothing's ever scripted. I just sit in the room and I'm like, I have an hour, or like I have 2 hours. No one's in the house.
And you're very musical, aren't you?
Racked it. No, I'm not. It's if I give off that impression, you can impress many people online with very little skills. I used to play trombone. I used to play trombone back in the band. Back in the day, quit when I was 14. Played the bass. I own drums, but they're currently rotting. Don't ask how to make a drum set rot. I managed it. So I used to play the bass. I can't read music for bass, but I used to be in a little deathcore grindcore band because it was great because you could just get your. I'm doing that. I could only use a plectrum, and you just spam the B string. I bought a 5-string because it was cheaper than the 4. Well, I don't know. The B string is just really low. Just spam there for like 5 minutes. People go, "Wow, you're a bassist." I'm like, wonderful, very easy. Tempted to buy a balalaika. I'm wonderful at it. Tempted to get a balalaika only because it's 3 strings, which I think might be easier than the 6, but both of them are tuned to E on the top. But do I want to learn Russian traditional music? Maybe. And then my wife is like grade 7 piano. She was like, I really want a piano. So one year we were like, we'll get the piano. We saved up enough money, bought the piano. I was like, this sounds easy. And it's horrendous. So I know I've learned the chords. And then what you don't see on the video is I have my phone. I used to record on my phone.
Yeah.
It gets a bit tricky. So there's a Chordify app, and it would tell you the basic chords. I would just have to like continually do it until I like muscle memoried it, film on my phone, and then have to like remember the lyrics off the top, all in about like an hour.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
Do it. But it's easy to cut then because it's like 1 minute of song.
Do you ever show your ideas to your wife beforehand, or does she? And also, does she help you come up with ideas? Like,
no. Alex doesn't watch my videos. she's just like, I'm like, oh, do you mind if like she'll be like, I'm off out to work. I work from home now, so it's a bit easier. And she's like, so like you've cleaned the piano section. You did a video. I'm like, oh yeah, you did.
We love it when she appears in videos sometimes because there has been occasions when she has appeared, and we love it when she appears on your channel. Does everyone go a bit crazy when she appears on your channel?
Oh yeah, like she did like crawling, didn't? Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So last year she was like, I kind of want to do. I'd like to do it, and we tried to do this one Sky Day, and she was just like, it's just about pom poms, and I was like, do we put that up? And she was like, no, just in case someone sees me just say the word pom pom. We didn't do that. We did like crawling, but again, she was just like, I don't really know what to say. Sometimes she'll dip in and out. She might do it again for this year with Stone Blind, because she's enjoying that. She was tempted to do the birthday party, and she got halfway through, and she was like, "It's too slow. I'm not interested." So she might do one for Booker. But yeah, no, she doesn't. If you think, would it be funny to talk about this in relation to the book, and you can connect the dots, that is literally all I need to do. If you tell me if you said I needed to review Pod, but you have to get a Lewis Capaldi song into it, there's some way you can do it. That's not what I've done, but you could manage it. It's like with the Wiggles and do that will feature in the video because it's funny. I think it's funny, but you kind of have to do the propeller for it to be funny. It's not a spoiler, don't worry, people. They're quite fun. The other ones that are quite enjoyable is something you could maybe I've started doing this more this year, like The Road, McCarthy, where it's just like, I literally don't care. I can do this in like 10 minutes flat. They're quite nice to do. And you kind of like have
You hated
the
that
like
book, didn't you?
you literally it was just boring. I don't know why. I don't understand what's going on there.
Is that like the worst book? What is the worst book you've read this year?
How to Be Both. This year.
This year.
Probably The Gospel According to the New World by Marie Kondo. Because
even Eric Anderson didn't like it, didn't he? He never gives bad.
Yeah, I watched his review. I think my comments like, okay then, because Eric's predominantly really positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anytime he's like, I don't like this, I'm a bit like, okay then. And I was like,
because he's the nicest person on BookTube, you think?
Oh, there's definitely people way nicer. No, that sounds really mean. I don't mean it like that. But as in, like, there's people who are like, no. As in, like, no,
who's nicer than Eric?
No, but as in, like, for the channel, like, they'll only do positive reviews. Okay. That's what I
mean.
Like
I think he'll say, but he will.
Everything's like, yeah, but it's like he's like, this book's horrendous, but I'll give it 4 stars.
Yeah,
he's so sweet. Oh, I love
Bob. Bob loves every book.
Love Bob.
No,
yeah, Bob.
he doesn't love every book.
Oh, he does.
He does.
Have you ever seen him give a salty review ever
yes.
in your life?
No, but he's very.
By Sean Conroe. Sean Paul Conroe's a fuckboy.
Yeah.
He does a really salty review, and he still gave it like 3 stars, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. But that's because he is really lovely. Actually,
I told him to read it because that was bad. But did I read that this year? It might have been. It was early this year, or late last year. It was horrendous.
I remember seeing your review for that.
It was just bad. Oh, and then people started talking about Sam Pink, and I was like, oh, Sam Pink can move. I don't care. There's a whole drama about the book that doesn't exist. Maybe Marie Kondo. Only on the basis of I have. Even though I didn't like this, I know what it's doing, and I can examine and reflect on to what extent is this successful to me. Marie Kondo's book, despite looking like a self-help book, is just the New Testament.
Which one is this one? Which one are you talking about? She's written a few books.
The Gospel According to the New World.
Oh, that one. Oh, no,
I really want to read Segu. Segu's meant to be very good. And how is it The Life of Ivan and Ivana? That sounds quite interesting. But again, cover looks a bit like a self-help book. I'm not even trying to say this like, because I know some people would be like, "Oh, you're putting religious imagery in," and they just start like going ape. Like, I can't believe you do this to me. Nothing to do with it. I think it's quite. It feels really weird to say, why do you just go and read the New Testament? Because you'll get the exact same. Because it's basically this. It's meant to be a. This is my concern. Not concern. This is like the principal failure I feel of the book. So you have Pascal. Again, you have the images to Easter with Pasch, and you got like he's going to die at some point. He is Jesus. He's the Messiah, and he's not doing the miracles, but like people are like, but he turned the water to wine. He's doing it's very Jesus. Like if I remember, I don't think he's born in a stable, but it's like the nativity. It's like in a farm. It's like the ox is in. It's like 3 wise men. Yeah, and it's to the point, but it's kind of it's arguing almost like if the Bible doesn't exist, and I'm like, I get that, but you've put the Bible in it, so it doesn't really make any sense. You can't criticize. I don't really know how to. It's like if Hilary Mantel was like, oh, imagine if the Tudors didn't exist and then wrote Wolf Hall, and you're like, but you're admitting that the Tudors do exist. And she's like, absolutely. Like, I don't understand I don't know what the purpose of the book is. And that's the problem I have with it, is I can't ascertain what Conde is going for. It's quite a short book. I think
how can it have been shortlisted? Because this is shortlisted, wasn't it? So how can it have been?
It's been shortlisted, apparently.
I can't.
Is it like one of these lifetime achievement jobbies though? She's getting on a bit. It might be her last bit.
People always go for that with people who have been there for a long time. But I don't think that. I think there's someone really championing. I think there's someone really championing that book. Hard. Oh, what is Lady Somali done? Or how do I word this?
You don't need to worry. There's honestly, word it however you like.
The judges are having a conversation. Obviously, we're not privy to it, but I think it's very different to the conversation that
the readers,
which like the reading populace is having. I think that is sometimes where the books can divide by that point, which is that if the judges see like something like very special and very unique, and all the judges go, "Oh, I see what's going on," and literature is very subjective, and you can have those conversations. Whereas, like I've read Pod, and I can say but it's still very insular. I'm kind of in my own head. I don't have a chance to discuss it with people. I can probably hear what people are saying, but I'm kind of ascertaining my own views.
Yeah.
Honestly, that one baffles. But again, Gow's by Standing Heavy baffles me to why that's on there, because I have no concept.
Because you were shocked. Yeah, I saw your predictions for the shortlist, and I know you, like you said, you weren't happy with many of them anyway. But yeah. So.
I don't think Whale. I want Whale to win for International Booker, but I don't think it's going to win
because of they've got such different opinions to you based upon books being listed potentially.
Whale is so different to anything I've read, similar to Pod, but I don't know if that's enough for Whale.
But it's the people's favourite, you would argue. Would you argue it's the people's favourite?
No.
Lots of people I've heard love it. No, it's not. It's not then.
No, I don't think people have
what do you think is the people's favourite then? Out of the people that you've been kind of out for the
short,
or is there
maybe
not?
Boulder,
yeah.
I think out of everything, of the people who I've watched, who've read, I think I have the weakest take on
sorry.
Boulder.
Didn't mean to press that.
I think I have the weakest take. I don't think it's that great, Boulder.
Yeah.
If it won, I think.
You think it's a bit safe?
Yeah. If it, okay, that's fine. I would have the same thing if Maggie O'Farrell won, and I haven't read The Marriage Portal.
Yeah, no, I feel like that.
Oh, okay
actually.
then.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Like
I feel like that.
I'd probably say Boulder, but I'm not. I think Whale. People really do. It's very divided. It's very Marmite, and I think if you're not, people will put it down after 50 pages, and I get why. If you don't like reading about some stuff, you'd be like, nope, because it's kind of he's kind of doing it for jokes. To some, not that he's like Murakami in 1Q84, which I'm reading at the moment. It's horrendous, but it's going down that road. But the author's kind of like, isn't this funny? And I think some people will be like, no, this isn't. This is just ridiculous. I think the longer you read, the more it makes sense to why he had to do that. For him to be like, the reason why I'm mocking it is so this can happen. But then if you stopped at that page, you won't get to that point. But I think it's a very different ask to ask audiences from different nationalities, from different cultures, to accept where those lines get drawn, which I think is a really interesting conversation in regards to translated lit anyway, but that's what I'd go for.
Yeah. I'll head to some comments quickly, unless you guys have got anything else. Do you want to just say?
No, we'll probably have to wrap up in about 5 minutes though, mate.
5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, people, and we'll wrap up. I'll just quickly whiz through some comments. I don't know.
We did some great reading.
We did loads of reading.
Loads of reading.
You know what? This is what we have.
We just got told stories about spaghetti instead.
Yeah, we love it.
I even brought 3 books because I didn't have any. I didn't want to. So I'm going through 1Q84. I didn't want to read Murakami because
that bit's crap.
It's really bad. I'm kind of enjoying it though. I've kind of clicked into it. But I brought 3 little books. I was like, just in case I need to like bash something out.
I'm sorry, the people that wanted to do some reading, but do you know what? Everyone's been loving hearing us. We've been chatting to Kieran. We've been loving
a bit way late.
Shall I put, actually, before we go, shall I put the banner on for our next guest for next week? I think that's.
Tell us.
No, is that the? Oh, because it's got to be a.
It's Lauren in the books.
It is Lauren in the books.
Oh.
I edit it to take a banner. I don't know how to edit it now, but anyway, it is. It's Lauren from Lauren in the Books next week.
Hey.
Next Tuesday, 8 p.m. BST on Alice's channel. We'll have our special guest from Lauren and the Books, which will be very, very exciting.
If Lauren doesn't mention the mammoth cheese in her quiz, I'll be having words in the comments.
Yeah.
Mammoth cheese has to be on. Isn't that a good book title though? It's great.
I think I'm gonna. I don't. Yeah, we've got. I don't. There's so many comments. I don't know whether I can actually scroll.
Yeah, you're not going to get through many of these, mate.
We're not going to get. We'll just
cherry pick.
Yeah. I agree, Ben. I don't know what Ben said because I'm just going to the bottom.
Can I ask about I'm a Fan?
Yes, I'm a fan. Should have one.
Is it like Patricia Lockwood's No One Is Talking About This? I know it's probably unrelated. I hated Lockwood, but it's the only thing that put me off.
I think it says more than that. I think it does say more. I liked Lockwood. I know you hated Lockwood.
Oh.
I know. I'm like the only person. Whatever. I don't care. But
whatever.
I don't think. Sorry. But I know. I don't. I think it is slightly different to that. I think it says more. I think it says more than that. It has. I mean, it's
conceptually similar, though, isn't it?
It is conceptually similar. Yeah. You are right to sort of like, yeah. But,
that's the only thing that makes me a bit wary of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether you would like it or not. Do you like unlikable characters? That's something to. It's mostly, and there's not really a lot of plot either. Would you say that's? I
don't mind. It depends on the book. I'm really difficult to pin down.
I don't know whether you'd like it or not. I think if you read the first 5 pages, try a sample. If you like the sample, you're probably going to like it.
I like that approach. Strong.
This one, I think it does sum up a lot of that. She does go off and have other go off into tangents and not tangents. That's incorrect. I'm tired. So she does talk about race and some other deeper themes. Slightly, like I would say, I don't know how many pages in, but a little way in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of like it almost seems like a different kind of like story in that way. But yeah, mostly it's these unlikable people being unlikable. But I liked it a little bit and I hated it. So
I'd quite like to see you do a review on it though, Kieran. So I think
we want you to see it. I don't know if Gem's being sarcastic about love. No, she genuinely loves it.
I genuinely love
Definitely serious.
He's like my BFF.
Do you like David Copperfield?
I've never read it. I hate Dickens.
You need to do that. That's the book you gotta read. Now I'm way more interested in this dynamic now. This is the love triangle. This is the extra. Dickens is going to come in.
Read it.
You need to do that. You need
Dickens
to read
is so dull.
No, I don't think you should really.
But do you like The Goldfinch?
I haven't read it.
We got a reading project on our hands, people. I think you should read. I think you should do that just to be like, ooh, I see what's happening here. So it's nice. Go back to the source. I don't like Dickens. He's Victorian, but
has anyone ever won the Women's Prize and the Booker? Kieran, do you know this question?
As in the same book as well as twice.
Same book, yeah. I think that's
the same author.
The Women's Prize and the Booker.
I don't think so.
Has Atwood? Atwood, didn't she win for Alias? No, she was shortlisted for Alias Grace.
Does anybody know in the comments? If you know and you're watching and you know if anyone's won the Women's Prize and the Booker, feel free to.
Wolf Hall.
Wolf Hall, but there you go.
Oh, of course.
Wolf Hall, Hilary Mantel. Both the writer, both the book. You're welcome, people. 2008, 2009.
And this is why we have a professional as our guest today.
One
comment. The rest of the live show we'll just ignore, but that one comment makes him a professional.
That's the one.
You're the legend.
I'm trying to think of anyone else. If Hilary Mantel, I'm literally trying to think. I don't know.
Did Home by Marilyn Robinson?
Yeah, that one. But she's never won the Booker.
Not the Booker.
I mean, there's not many women on the Booker, to be fair. Maybe that's the easiest one, right? So Atwood, Everstow, Rubens, Mantell, Gordimer. But then we're going back then. When was the Women's Prize established? Like the 90s. Anne Enright. Anne Enright.
What about McBride? Did she get nominated for the Booker?
Which one, sorry?
McBride. A Girl is a Half-Formed Thing.
No, I am a Brock. Sorry. That did get shortlisted, I believe. That
but
one.
It didn't get win.
No, it didn't get shortlisted. I don't think it did. You know, that was fun. Look at this. First book that introduced me to that prize.
Really?
This prize. Never heard of it. Never heard of it before.
This is a good question.
That one came out. Yeah. I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. Started reading it. Bailed. I was like, nope, not for me.
That was not a good example. I have seen you read women's prize books. I think, what was the first book I saw you? It was either Luster or something like that on your channel.
Oh, not that one.
I know you didn't like it, but I remember you reviewing it. That's
waste of time. Is Luster.
I think that's how I found your channel.
Do you want to tell you what I hated about it? There were other people who gave really positive reviews on it, and they all had arcs. Yeah. I put my review out, and 5 people messaged me being like, yeah, I think you're right, actually. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what is this?
I didn't like Luster either. I agree with you.
I thought nothing of it. I did Assembly.
Yeah, Assembly.
I haven't done a review on Normal People.
No, but I've seen you did a thing for literally. I was scrolling your channel today, even though I have watched your channel for a long time. But I was scrolling your channel today, and there was a Normal People book versus TV, and it's about 3 words, or you can say it.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's fine. And I finished the film, and I'm like, it's fine.
That's really funny.
That's kind of all I have to say about Normal People.
Yeah. What other ones have you done from the Women's
Wolf
Prize?
Hall did not win the Women's Prize.
Has it ever won it?
It didn't win.
No.
It should the one.
No, it was listed.
Charlie's just put it in the comments.
Oh, there you go. See?
I thought it should have won. Should have won.
Oh, I thought she would have won that year. The Lacuna one.
So no author. Well, that's Barbara Kingsolver, isn't it?
Lacuna is.
That's our Babs.
And that's why this year.
Is that
our Babs?
I'm going to see whether I can see
Babby
any
K.
other things.
Babby Kings.
Wandering Souls has 0 chance of making the book a long list. Only ones I can imagine making it are Demon and Fire Rush. So you think Fire Rush could be Ben? Ben's quite knowledgeable, so I would trust. Actually,
yeah, we love Ben.
The cinema one could be Booker. That sounds.
I don't think it's eligible.
Which one?
It's not. Nah, we're bigger than.
Which
is it the cinema children's cinema?
No, that's not eligible.
No.
I wrote down all the eligible ones, and that's not one.
Sounds quite good. That one, I think.
It does sound quite bookery. I didn't like it, so that is what makes it bookery to me.
Yes, Cormac McCarthy is one of the most overrated writers I've ever read.
Well, I would have said that. Then I read his most recent book, and I think I quite like the man.
What,
there you go then.
Passenger, yeah, really
read the two
good.
of you. Read the two of them now.
I've even done a review. Just go edit Stella Maris. Read it in one evening.
Ooh,
Stella and you like both?
I mean, it's very short. Let's not get too excited.
Hi, Kieran.
Hello. Stella Maris is okay. It's okay.
It's I keep wanting to call it Stella Artois. I can't get it out of my mind.
Oh my god! Sorry, my legs.
The Passenger was really good, and I bought a trilogy from the library, which I'm going to read, which is like all the pretty horses, the crossing and plains of the city, if I remember correctly. Kind of tempted. They better be the best ones.
Gale is fantastic. I agree.
Yes.
Pod should be my least favorite book of the year because I hate mysticism, but I guess I don't expect dolphins to know better. And we've got we've got Lauren. Yay! We're very excited to chat to Lauren next week.
Lauren.
We are excited. I'm a fan, and no one's talking about this comparison. It's really shallow. They both have the same social media, but that's it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that, Ben. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't think they're that similar, to be fair. DNF the Lockwood. Lots of people saying they don't like Lockwood. A DNF fan. La Lacuna by Beat. Yes.
Babby Kings.
Yes. Mantle never won the women's prize. We were just.
I'm shocked by that. She's been shortlisted loads, I feel.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Right. Thank you so much. We've also got Amelia saying that she wasn't a big fan of Luster either. So yeah. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up now. Thank you so much, Kieran, for being our special guest. We've loved chatting to you.
Thank you for letting me wang on for nearly 2 hours.
No, it's been amazing.
That's it. I've got to go read a book maybe after this. I hyped myself up too much.
We've even had books throwing. We've had books throwing. We've had everything. We've had a little bit of everything tonight. And
you better go get that book out of the garden. That's going to get rained on.
Oh yeah, probably.
Thank you guys, everyone that's come along to watch, and all your comments and everything. You guys are the best. Honestly, we love it. Everybody that comes every week. They're just the best.
Go and read the Mammoth Cheese, people. You got your homework.
Yeah, there you go.
Pick up the Mammoth.
You know
I might buy it. I'm going to buy it right now.
I might look at it. It sounds amazing. I mean, honestly. Yeah, thank you. So, like I said, thank you everyone for coming along. Thank you, Kieran, for joining us. Thank you, Jem and Alice, obviously, for being along as always. We'll see you guys next week on Alice's channel, 8 p.m. next Tuesday. Alice's channel with Lauren from Lauren and the Books. So yeah, bye everybody. Thank you.
Bye.